We are going to transplant the seedlings that we did using the bulk method. I told you I'd show you how to transplant. Here they are. Those are tomatillos. Boy, they look good. I've never grown them before. Don't know much about them. And again, there's probably 100, 150 in this little tray. The tray is probably 12 by 16, 12 by 18 probably. These are, shoot, I can't even see where I wrote on there what they are. Red cherry tomatoes, and these are celebrities. These are about 6 inches tall, but we've had such a cold spell that I've been putting off that and my fence project. I've just been putting off transplanting these because I don't want to put them in the greenhouse. I don't have enough room in my grow light setup for just a few more. And let me go ahead and show you these. That is sweet banana peppers. They look real good, not quite ready to transplant. And that is my tam jalapenos. And they didn't do worth a flip. Now the seed was a year old, but I certainly thought they'd do better than that. So I'm going to have to replant the tams, which is a mild jalapeno. Anyway, these are ready to transplant. I will do a few of them because I've got a little space here that I can put several 6-packs, and I'll do that just to show you how to do it in case you've got some ready to go and need to know how to do it. So let's get to it, transplanting using the bulk method. So I've got my 6-packs, and I just bought these at a local nursery. Y'all have used these before, they come apart. Okay, you're going to fill the I'm going to fill the 6-packs. I pack it a little, not terribly much, because you're fixing to go in there with a transplant. Fixing to make a hole in it. Go in with a transplant. You can be a little messy. Be a little messy because you're going to rake this off back into your bucket anyway. Now let me show you how to transplant this. So I'm just going to need to extricate a few of these plants from this flat. Again, the flat is about 12 inches wide, about 18 inches deep. And I'm just going to pull a few of these up. I'm not when I say pull them up, I'm not going to jerk them up, tear the roots, but kind of get under it with a knife or some other thing and pull up a ball of, that's about not quite a dozen maybe, tomato plants. Okay, I'm going to separate these gently. You know, you don't, they can handle quite a bit of abuse, but you don't want to just go crazy with them. If you get a little root ball with them, so much the better. If not, I have found they do pretty well with just the roots. You know, just like that. So either way, and what I will do, and by the way, if you don't have, that's a Mora knife. If you don't have a Mora knife or two, man, you're missing out on something. Those range from about, I don't know, $12, maybe $10 to, you know, fairly expensive. But that's about a $15 knife, and that is a beaut. I mean, they come with plastic sheaths that lock them in there pretty good. The only problem I've ever had was breaking off the little belt loop on one of mine. And that's one Mora. That's another different kind. I think that's the classic maybe. And that one was, I think, the cheapest one. I'll put a link to the Mora knives below because you will not be disappointed in a Mora knife. Okay, we're going to plant this little sucker. Now, you know, here's one I've got that's a little old dinky thing. I'm not going to plant that. You could. It'd probably do fine, but I've got so many that I'm not going to plant that. Now, again, I reposition the camera. You may be getting a little motion as I move this around. Hopefully not. I'm going to take this pin, and I'm just going to put a hole in it as deep as I can go. Punch in the hole. Punch in the hole. The soil is not wet. it could be. It probably would hold the hole better. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and shake most of that dirt off. I want to take that, and I'm just going to push this down in there with the pen. The deeper you can get it, the better. This is a tomato. It will root all the way up that stem. Okay? Again, put it in the hole, press it down. I'm pushing down pretty hard. I want to get it down in there. I'm going to take the dirt off, and the reason I'm taking the dirt off just simply so it'll go in the hole better. Okay? I may even enlarge the hole a little bit and push it down in there and go like a so, as Ironhead would say. Pull them apart and just kind of work with it, separating the two. Shake the dirt off, go down in there, push it down as deep as I can get it. I want to try to get that root down at the bottom of that the well of this six-pack. Push it down in there. And I don't care if the plant's 2 inches tall or 4 inches tall when I get through with it. I want it as deep as I can get it. Because again, and most of y'all know this, all those little fine hairs on that plant, on that stem right there, will grow roots if it's in the ground. So you want to get them down in there. And that's now when you're transplanting, or when you're transplanting out in the garden too. Now this is tomatoes. I'm not talking about peppers or anything. One more missing hole right there. Push it down in there. Some of them I got down in deeper than others, but some of them were a little taller than others. Then I'm just going to take some soil, because I didn't pack it down terribly hard. I'm going to take some soil, and I'm just going to fill in the dents, and then just shake it. And you're done. Shake the dirt off the leaves a little bit, and that is a six-pack that is planted and will grow like a son of a gun. Okay, now I try to separate them a little bit where they're not touching each other. But that is the way to do it. Let me do one more real quick. And this is how easy it is. Again, in that little bin, little tub I have probably 200 or more tomato plants. So I'm going to leave a little bit more of a root ball on this one, but I tried to ream the hole out a little better. Push it down in there, get down as deep as I can go, and I even pack it a little bit with the pen. One more, ream it out, push it down in there, and you can do it with your finger. Make it stand up like that. Now, what issue is there? If I break that stem, okay? If I break that stem, it's done. So if you notice that you're breaking this, that you broke a stem, don't even bother planting it. It's done. I killed that one. All right. But if you don't break the stem, just assume that you're not hurting it, because I don't think. I bet you the ones I did last year, and I did hundreds and hundreds of them, well over 1,000, probably well over 2,000 last year, and I did not. I don't remember having any that were dead because of me. If I broke the stem, I caught it before I put it in there. But as far as the ones that went in there, I put it in there and looked good to me when I got them done. I don't remember losing any. I'm not saying I didn't, but I just don't remember. Any I'm not making. They will start to grow big time. I'm going to finish up maybe 2 or 3 more six-packs, and then put them under the grow lights. Again, I'm not ready to go outside yet, because as I showed you in a video yesterday, we got snow outside, or ice, and it's going to be cold again tonight, and I just don't want to put a heater out there, because if I put a heater out there, it's going to be real cold. I like to cover the the greenhouse also with a either a tarp or an extra one or two more here. While I'm talking to you, go ahead and do those too with my Mora knife. And again, I'm not even disturbing, really, I'm not even disturbing the ones that I left in there. Because I'm going to come back and do those in a week or so when it starts to warm up. Next week's supposed to be nice, so I'll probably do a bunch of them next week and go ahead and start putting my 6-packs in the greenhouse. Down in there. And you can feel, sometimes the roots tearing a little bit, but it's probably some of the residual roots. It's not as long as you don't break the stem, I'm telling you, as long as you don't break the stem, you're good. And it'll stand up nice and pretty. What you talking about? See, that one's just mainly roots, and it's got a good root system too. I mean, that's a nice root system considering there were 200 plants. And yes, the roots intertwine and but it's all right. I try to get all the root in there, but they're gonna make it. They're gonna make it well. Put a little pinch of dirt on top where it looks like I need a little. And if I'm shaking the camera, I'm sorry, but the dirt pot is right under my tripod. Shake it, kind of level it out a little bit. We're done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in there. And yes, they're laying down a little bit right now. But you're transplanting them. They're gonna perk up. I guarantee you by tomorrow they're gonna be perking up. I'm just working on a little, actually it's a little fold-up table. I use it for other things, but coming in handy for this. But just go in here, take your knife, and just go in here and just scoop out, a little block of them, 2x2 block, something like that, and you'll pull. You can hear the roots kind of crunching and pulling when you pull them out of there, but it's okay. Now, what I'm gonna do, I have some exposed roots. I don't know whether you can see that, but there's a lot of roots exposed here because I got a gaping hole right there. So because I'm not going to transplant any more of them right now, I'm just going to fill that in with soil so the roots aren't exposed to the air, and basically just fill in the hole. I guess you can see that well. Try that at a different angle. The roots were kind of exposed around here where the hole was, so I just dumped in this right here, and that'll seal the roots up where they're not exposed to the air. I'll put this back under the grow lights as I will the 6-packs, and I'll show you that right now. So I've got these back under the grow lights. Move that grow light over just a little bit. If you haven't seen my grow light set up, you need to watch that. But that's the one that I took them out of, and you see a gaping hole in it, and then I filled it in with dirt. I will be pulling all those out of there and planting them. Now, the ones I'm putting in, the 6-packs are probably for sale, simply because I will probably plant the ones I'm going to put in the garden in solo cups. But I sold a lot of 6-packs last year, and the Celebrity sold really better than all of them. Boy, I tell you what, that red cherry, that is a good cherry tomato. Okay, but here's the 6-packs under the grow lights. Got a little water in here. I need to put a little more. It would be best. You do need to water them right after you plant them, so these will start wicking up some water. And it would be best if the soil was a little moister than mine was when I did it. But I've got my well turned off because it's so cold, and I'm just dealing with what I got here. This will be fine. That's not going to hurt anything. But they do need to be watered. They don't need to put, when you transplant them into that dry potting soil, it's going to shock them a little bit, but it's going to shock them anyway. Just getting pulled, the roots pulled out of where they were. You moved them. So, but that's the way to do it. You'll get you a nice little 6-pack. Like I say, some of these are a lot taller than the other ones, but some of them I got down in the ground, in the pot a little further probably. But they're all going to do great. In fact, I'm probably going to hold this video over instead of uploading it tonight. I will hold it for a day or so and show you show you what they look like tomorrow or the next day. How about that? Let me just show you these two. I mean, you see how small they are. Got a little root on it, a little bit of root on it. They'll do fine. I'm going to go ahead and plant them and put them in this 6-pack here, because they will do fine. And I'll show you that I'm not lying to you. They'll do good. Like that one. Because last year I planted a bunch of them that were this size, because I was really concerned about selling a lot of plants. This year I didn't plant near as many, and don't know if I'm going to sell that many, so I'm just not going crazy planting the little bitty ones. I'm going to probably try to plant the big ones, but these will do fine, I promise you, and I'll show you that. Here they are, and it's been about 3 days. I need to put a little more water in there. There's not a whole lot of water in there, but they're moist. They've got they're watering from underneath, and standing up nicely, no problems. Nice and healthy. I am going to I may start putting some out in the greenhouse, because maybe the cold weather is over. And yesterday, or that same day I did the first one, I went ahead and did some of those little bitty ones I showed you with the very small root system, just to show you that they will take also. And they've been here 3 days also. So, and I shoved them way down in there, just barely have a little bit sticking up. And which is a way, if you can do that, that's the way you want to do it. Get as much down in there as you can. But anyway, just to let you know that even the little ones, the little tiny ones, will take. You're not going to damage them unless you break that stem, like I showed you. So I'm gonna do an experiment. It's supposed to get down about 37 tonight. You know, mid-30s, something like that. So I'm going to put this one out in the greenhouse. Should be pretty warm out there right now, and see if it makes a 37-degree night. Since this is a small one, I may not mess with it anyway. I've got so many more, as you can see, lots and lots and lots. So I may put these out there as an experiment and just see how cold they can handle it. When it was 20 degrees the other day, I've got a thermometer right there on this light, this shelving in it. And when it was 20 degrees outside, it was 40 in here, so they're kind of hardened off anyway. It's not like I really need to do any hardening them off, which I've never really done that. A lot of people do. I've just never done that, because it gets cold enough in the greenhouse at night that to me that kind of hardens them off. Now this is just my experience. I'm not telling you that this is book learning or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to put this little set. They're looking fine. Nothing wrong with them. There's not much to them right now, but they'll start growing. But I'll put them out in the greenhouse just to see how a 35, 37-degree night works on them. Okay? And I may put my little outdoor thermometer in there with them also, so I can monitor it from inside the house. Just want to show you mainly how to transplant, and then show you that after 2 or 3 days, you didn't hurt them. Man, I didn't hurt them things at all. It's a great way to do things if you're going to plant a bunch. Again, if you're planting a couple 6-packs, do not do that. or that. So, I knew some of you said that you wanted to see the transplant, see how to transplant these using the bulk method, so I want to show that and show how easy it is, and show how tough those plants are that you're not going to hurt. I want to show you this, and maybe you can do something just like it. I believe we are gone.